All right, everybody, we're back. We're back. Well, I got a special guest tonight. We got a couple of things we want to cover real quick and put out there. So, Jeff, welcome back, brother.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fabtabulous. Man, I've been telling people be prepared because a lot of stuff breaking, stuff coming faster than a lot of people will even realize. And you called me up and said there's a couple things that you want to talk about. So here we are. Let's do it, Jeff.
All right. As most people know, maybe not. Uh, I received a phone call a few days ago from a very good friend, and it had asked me if I had logged into our retirement portal, our 401k federal pension system, and I told him that I hadn't looked at it in a minute. So he directed me to go ahead and log in and read it. And the federal government has suspended all trading of anything dealing with our federal pension, our 401k. So no buy, selling, liquidating, transferring, doing any of those options from May 16th to June 1st. No one can no one that I've talked to can explain what's going on. So that was an oddity. And late last night, I was told after it was completed that the New York field office they had activated a task force. So if anybody is in New York City proper and any of the outlining boroughs, you've probably seen a lot of SWAT, a lot of HRT. Uh, they did multiple raids yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, when I asked them what did it have to do with, uh, the only thing they would tell me was organized crime, but organized crime encompasses a lot. Uh, but I was told it did involve Durham. So this morning, I got three texts that I forwarded on to you. So this isn't conspiracy. This isn't made up wackadoodle bullshit. The state of Michigan, uh, as part of Durham investigation, the Michigan State Highway, or well, it'd be state police. We call them state highway patrol, along with multiple task forces, had raided and seized uh, every election voting machine in the state of Michigan, along with they have confirmed so far, and even CNN has reported this. They
Yeah.
buried it, but it's reported over 56,000 counterfeit ballots from the 2020 election. So, my question is, and I have asked this probably 5 or 6 people today. No one really has an answer, or they don't really want to say. I'm guessing they don't have the answer because I'm quite certain it's a very, very small circle. But does this publicly activate Trump's executive order with election interference? If it does, where does that lead us? I have my theories. Uh, I think that's probably going to the Supreme Court. I don't think they're going to have a choice. Uh, and why, speaking of the Supreme Court, so a draft leak, of Roe v. Wade, it hasn't been overturned. Some people are saying, up, it's been overturned. No, it's a leaked decision. There hasn't been anything done through the court as far as I know. Just because a leaked decision, which may or may not even exist, that doesn't do nothing. All it does is kicks the rights back to the states. And the leak of gay marriage being overturned, is this possibly a scenario to where they're going to see how certain segments of the population in the United States will react? Whether there's going to be peaceful protests that turn out to be something else. Uh, Personally, I think this is a primer for what probably will be the next leaked possible decision of actually hearing the case of election interference. And many people have seen the videos that have been put out over the last few days at Capitol Hill. Really, the King of Jordan, I guess, was supposed to be at Capitol Hill addressing Congress, meeting with Congress. I have yet to find anything where the King of Jordan, and if you look at the force protection around the Capitol building for a King of Jordan, well, they're a little bit more art, whether it's DSS, U.S. Secret Service, Capitol Hill Police. They had snipers all over the roofs. That's something you would think that they would have for a State of the Union. The amount of force protection kind of seemed kind of odd, especially for DC being still a ghost town. But I guess we're going to still blame the whooping cough for that. Or was there something else? Are they preparing Congress maybe for what is about ready to hit? And here's the other thing, and I don't know if I had told you this, Mike. Maybe your viewers don't know, but I didn't know. But apparently it was leaked that one of the high-profile senators, Lindsey Graham, is a homosexual. Amazingly, right before there's supposed to be a leaked decision on gay marriage. That was a curveball I wasn't expecting. So I don't know this date, and you can go to Google and it's a notice on the federal pension program 401k. I'll get you the link, Mike, and you can share it. It's out there, June 6th or May 16th to June 1st. It's on the front page. No one that I've talked to, some of the older agents, some of the older guys in federal law enforcement has ever seen this type of action. So is it because they know the market's going to crash? They don't want people bailing their 401ks between these dates, or what? Are we going to hear some announcement across the sea? Because, the Queen of England was supposed to open up Parliament last week, and she said that, or she did a writ to send Prince Charles, and when Parliament opened, it looked like a funeral. It wasn't the normal. It's kind of like our State of the Union for the Queen. Yeah. The Queen comes in and tells the monarchy's view of where they want to see Parliament head to, and it seemed very, very odd. I thought Prince Charles was passed over, and he wasn't going to be king. It was going to go to one of Diana's two boys, who was going to be a successor because of the Dodi Fayed, Diana, and Camilla issue. But that may have changed. But yeah, I think we're starting, even some of the critics who have channels, and I get it. everybody's on pins and needles, and
Yeah.
even some of the critics are even saying, well, we knew this was going to happen, but your timeline's off. No, that's fine.
Let me hit on a couple of points real quick
Sure.
because there's some questions in chat. So, what Jeff's talking about when he's talking about the pensions, the 401k for federal employees. I mean, I'm not a professional economist, expert, or any of that stuff, but it kind of does lead toward the fact that they don't want people moving assets around or pulling assets out at this point because
Right.
of a possible crash. We've been talking about it for quite a while here at LWN. Market crash with them sending another $40 billion over to the Ukraine. We can't keep sending money. Inflation is at all-time highs right now. If you don't think a market crash is not possible, you're not looking at it in the right light. So that's what Jeff is talking about there with the 401ks. And the second thing that he's talking about, what happened in Michigan earlier this weekend and what's happening in New York right now. The Durham
Indictments, yeah.
indictments leading to arrest, people getting arrested. Um, a lot of that has to do with November of 2020 and the movie that came out with the donkeys, and we can't say even the name of that movie because we get shut down. So that's just a lot of stuff that's all coming out all at once right now. And from what Jeff is telling us in New York, there could be some more stuff that comes out here, well, within the next few hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. So you guys stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date when we hear about it.
Yeah, and I wasn't told where, but there is another similar operation going in another state, kind of like what happened in Michigan. So, like I said, we don't. Here's the thing: whether anybody wants to believe anything, my biggest question is, when does the executive order take effect? Because it specifically states if there is any election interference or tampering, that's null and void. So if they have seized this, CNN's reporting, even though it's buried, 56 or 58,000 bad ones, that's election interference, election tampering. I mean,
what more proof do we need, Jeff, to enact that executive order? Right. That's where you're going with this point. You're saying if it's being shown and they've been caught, then why wouldn't we enact that executive order immediately?
Right. Well, and I'm sure there will be the people that say, well, he's out of office, which he's out of office as far as we know. Is there a shadow government going on? But I'm no legal scholar, but I'm pretty certain if now this comes out and a brief is sent to the U.S. Supreme Court to hear the case, they don't have a choice. And when I was speaking with the gentleman that I tell you about quite a bit, last thing the military wants to do is pop up and say, here we are. They don't want like a soft coup. They want everything to be done constitutionally. And even though I get frustrated because supposedly I took that oath, is millions and millions of Americans who have served, and we were told to uphold that oath. So something has to give. And I think we're, is this the quote unquote nuclear summer that we've been told that was going to happen? I don't know, but there's the warning signs are building. And I guess these can't be refuted now because it's out there.
It's out there. Even when they try to cover it up, we're going to shine light on it.
Right.
So stay tuned, folks. I think there's going to be a lot more to come. And, if Jeff hears it, he'll let me know. If he wants to come on, he'll come on. I'll put it out there. I don't care what time of day or night, or if it's the weekend. If it's something that I think that we need to put out there, I know a lot of you aren't getting the notifications. YouTube does that. I'll put it out on True Social. It's out on Twitter right now. We put it on Facebook. So if you guys aren't connected in those ways to get away from YouTube, jump over to Facebook. That way you get the notification from Facebook. I put them all out on True Social and Twitter as well. You guys can follow us over there. It's a lot of things are building up, and you were the one that said this a while back, Jeff. You said, drip, drip, fire hose right to the face.
And you and I have had this conversation. All the naysayers, which I totally get. How long are the naysayers? And now some of the naysayers are saying, well, we knew this was going to happen. But look, at this point, the country is weak. The world knows this country is weak. Why hasn't anybody taken advantage of us?
Yep, you're right. You're a great point. Well, we'll leave it on that note there, Jeff. Appreciate you jumping in here with me.
No problem.
We'll stay in contact, folks. I'll let you know if anything else comes off. Share this out and follow us over on True Social. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. We'll keep you up to date as often as we possibly can.
All right, Mike. Have a good evening.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.